Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Esea MDL Season 32, where tonight Demise are going to be taking on Havu, and it's going to be on Vertigo as well, so it's going to be a very interesting series at that. We are currently sat at about 9 players in the server by the looks of things, might be 8 with the coaches as well, so we're getting there slowly but surely. How are we all doing today, ladies and gents? I hope you're all well and excited for this game of CS as well, because it's going to be an intriguing one to say the least. We've got Demise currently only in 2 wins after about 10 games in MDL Season 32, but coming off the back of that victory against a very strong Gamer Legion side, so there's a lot of potential there, I think. I think it's a roster that could really excel as this game gets going, and I'm excited to see what they can do as well. I've just realised there's an audio bug, so I'm going to try and get that one fixed before things really get started, and hopefully it won't keep being an issue. If it is, you're just going to have to deal with it, unfortunately. I don't have much control over the GOTV, but over on the Havu side of things, they've looked really strong recently. They've got about a 74% win rate over on HLTV, and they're a very established roster. I've casted them back down in ESC Advanced. I've seen them make the grind. They've made their way all the way up to the top, and now they're kicking it in MDL and doing a very fine job, if I do say so myself. Had some interesting talks in the chat as well, just talking about what Demise need to do to really bring their game to that next level. A lot of constructive comments in there, but I think the general consensus is Bayaz and Mini probably need to get going sooner rather than later. And we are just waiting. We've now got still 8 players in the server, so we'll be waiting a little while longer before anything really gets going. For the person complaining about volume, I think I'm going to stick with it as it is. If I get much louder, you're going to get a lot of peaking when I start getting hyped out. So we'll just stick with this for now. For the people, go to server. I'm waiting. We don't have everybody in the server yet, so we're not going to go to the server till everybody's in. Them's my rules, and I'm going to be sticking to them. We've only got about 8 players in the server at the minute, so we'll chill with that, and hopefully Demise can find themselves their 3rd victory here today. Vertigo was a very good map for them right up until they made the changes and we saw the rat run coming in and the re-looping around. No mid to B splits really an option anymore over on the T side, and a couple of very unusual boosts coming out as well from that B bomb site. So it'll be interesting to see how Demise really look to adjust to that. They struggled in their previous engagement, but it may well just have been a matter of them being very new to things and not quite understanding how the game works and how the map works specifically. I think they just need to chill a little bit, start to learn the map again, learn the new rat runs, the new positions, and really make a go of it, to say the least. I think they really do have a lot of opportunity to make Vertigo a home map for them, force it into an awkward position in the vetoes. That's where you get these opportunities to really excel and get in series like MDL. You have to have a good map. We do now have, should we have a look? We now have 10 players in the server, 12 if you include the coaches as well. So we've got just about everybody in and waiting for things to get started. So we will be getting started very, very shortly. The new A in Vertigo is super broken. I like it. I'm going to be the one to say it. I enjoy the A changes in Vertigo. I don't necessarily like what they've done with the mid-B split rotations. I think that really slows down your B entry, but it does make the map simpler so I can understand the concept behind it. And I don't like the random as shit boosts that they've added all over the shop. But we will be getting into the game with, of course, a knife round, and I will allow you guys to watch this one. Not going to bother to put much of a commentary on it, but I will go ahead and say that Demise, they need a good start. I think they need to carry that momentum very definitely across from their previous game into this one. As here we go, the melee ensues, and it looks like Demise are in a pretty comfortable spot, but somehow it's one-on-one. Fine. Oh my goodness, Havu slowly grabbing himself the triple kill on the knife and taking it for his team. So interesting scenes, to say the least, but it will be the knife round going the way of Havu, and they will be opting to start over on the CT side of things. Expect to see a lot of utility picked up on both sides here. Interestingly, 3 players instantly to the armor buy, but there we go. Bayaz is going to be picking up the nades over on the T side of things. Havu with a lot of armor, but not a lot else to work with whatsoever. Actually, not even going to pick up the defuse kit. It's a very brave move on a map like Vertigo, and here we go. Missed flashbang to open things up for Bayaz. The second one may just about make its way through, and they're going to look for that early mid control with a couple of players towards the B staircase. Paz, Engine, and Bayaz just taking that mid control away, but he goes for the wide peak, can't quite connect with the shot, but Paz unable to punish the peak either. Smoke to allow them to cross in towards that boost, but Saw with a lovely angle over the top of it is going to find the first kill of the game, taking down Paz. Mini able to trade at least, but now through the smoke, Dotu able to find the 1-for-1, and it will be the bomb plant. It will be B-bomb site control for the T side of Demise as they go into the 3-on-3. Can they keep Havu out of this one? There's no defuse kit for the CT side, so they really need to get a move on if they want to get this retake happening. Zori trying to form the flank. He's been covered by Mini, but the initial shot's not quite connecting. Another opportunity. Finally, the headshot comes through, and it's all onto Dotu. 2-on-1 now as he finds the first pick. He's onto the bomb, but without a defuse kit, very limited time to work with. He's trying to tap away at those heads, but Demise, no. They just have to play this passively. Dotu trying to bait any kind of a peek out, but he is running out of time. And Demise, finally the one tap comes in. There's no defuse kit. There's no more time. Dotu knows it. He just wants one more frag to finish this round off, but Beyaz not going to allow him to have that. Dotu actually just keeping him on the bomb for as long as he can, dancing around with his knife to make sure he dies in the ensuing chaos. Of course, Beyaz didn't actually buy any armor, so not too much of an economic consequence to that one, but it still is the frag at the very least, and it will be the round going the way of Demise. Grabbing themselves that pistol. They have been good in the pistol rounds. They have really made a name for themselves almost, but this is where they've started to struggle in that second round anti-force buys. We will see Havu picking largely pistols up, just the one FAMAS onto Dotu. Of course, he got multiple kills in the previous. And going for a very aggressive A stack, just slowly in towards the B bomb site as Havu looked to get aggressive through the rat run. Immo with a lovely angle on this creek, though can't quite catch Dotu. Finally, he spots him out. The taps through the tarple. He can wallbang him here if he gets it, and you can see Dotu desperately dancing around, but he will be taking down the FAMAS, just about recoverable, and indeed Zori got thrown it, so it will be one rifle still available for the CT sides, and a beautiful flashbang unleashes Saw on the CZ. He finds one, and a lot of damage onto the second player as well before the Demise lads just start to fall back. And a deep CT smoke, they're trying to make sure that rifle's not recoverable, Demise, and I think Engine has just about managed to steal it away from the CT side of Havu. That could have gone very, very badly for the Turkish roster, but instead they find themselves in the 4-on-4. They've managed to keep the rifles out of the hands of the CT side thus far, and now just about finding that execute, making sure you keep all of those rifles up and kicking on your CT side, on your T side as well. And just making sure you really execute this round efficiently. The boost over into middle coming out from Havu as they try and take some map control through Hoodie. They've got a nice crossfire with Zori as well, who's upgraded onto that FAMAS from the Deagle, but doesn't look like he's going to be tested too much. That's a lovely flick from Mini to find the first pick. Hoodie goes down, and it's all onto the last man. Slowly on the bomb site with it all to do. He's playing around those smokes, trying to give himself any kind of an angle to work with on the 5-7. Hiding in the corner, but he's going to be cleared out. NG gets one. The Mac 10 of Paz is going to take down Zori, and that FAMAS is dropped in the middle of no man's land now. I don't think there's anything Saw can do except save his armor and perhaps make his way down. And indeed, he's going to try and find a rifle on the exit here. But on a map like Vertigo, so many places you can hide those, and it doesn't look like he's going to be able to achieve anything at the end of this round. That is much, much better from Demise. I'm going to go ahead and say that now. They are looking strong. They're hitting their shots. Mini with a lovely flick as well to take down Hoodie on the boost. Let's see if they can continue this form and keep the pressure on. That's the most important thing. Keep that CT pressure on Havu. Don't let them get comfortable. Don't let them start to put the economic pressure back around on you. Saw, though, might yet get an exit frag. He's still lurking deep in towards the crate. Doesn't look like he's going to be tested at all, however. Demise happy to play fairly passively and indeed keep themselves up 3 rifles and the SMG. It's going to be the last man upgrading. They may well keep the Mac 10 on Paz because it's going to be a very, very weak buy from Havu coming into round number 3. They are not going to be able to afford much of anything at all. They will be able to get a couple of pistols as the CZs, P250s, and some nades onto Slowy. A couple of flashbangs and a smoke as the full A stack does come out from the CT side. They're going to send Doto over towards the rat run, and here we go. Pop flash for the A peak. They're going to try and make their way down the ramp and try and pressure Immo, who's looking to lock things out with the Krieg at the moment. That's a lovely nade. Gets a ton of damage and spamming through. He's looking for even more, but Hoodie waiting for the timing on the flashbang. May well get it here. He grabs himself one on the CZ, and again, Demise giving up an early frag. They're being traded out for the time being. The damage is significant onto Havu, and what a nade from Engine, the trigonometry to get that one. And Beyaz, for some reason, is going to go engage this CZ at close range. He's looking for more as well, just about surviving that one, Paz, as it's brought down into the 3-on-1. And for Slowy, I don't think there's much of a way back into this one for him, unfortunately. He's trying to make his way down the ladder from mid, but Engine and Mini are both holding this angle. And indeed, the AK-47s will reign supreme. A relatively simple finish to a round that Havu did very well in initially. I was very impressed, actually, with how Havu held them together in that one. They really made a run of it with virtually nothing to buy. They got a couple of frags out of those pistols. They dropped themselves a rifle. And unfortunate, really, that they couldn't recover the Krieg, as now they will go for their first full bite of the half. They'll get the AWP out. Missed smoke almost by the Demise lads to put out that Molotov in towards middle. And Slowy, the only player to really be compromising, as he drops down onto a FAMAS for the extra utility on Havu. No AWP on this occasion for Demise. They opt for 3 Kriegs and a couple of AK-47s to back them up. And I like this utility usage by Havu. They've taken very aggressive, proactive control of mid. And you can see Paz really not aware of what was going on there. Just drops down and takes a little bit of the damage to his kneecaps. And Hoodie, with a beautiful angle, will be able to find the opening pick. Taking down Engine. Will be traded out. Immol with a nice read of the situation. And perhaps Hoodie sticking around a little bit too long. But where will Demise look to go here? They do not have a lot of map control to work with. There's a 3-man stack towards that A bomb site at the moment. It's just Slowy in towards B to lock it down. And he's actually got the worst rifle for the CT side. He's down to just that FAMAS. And I think we might see some very swift rotations indeed. Zori making his way out towards middle as Immor with the pop flashes to enable his peak. And you can see Zori trying to support Slowy. He knows that he's in an awkward position with just that FAMAS to work with. And Slowy absolutely dumping the utility, trying to buy as much time as he can. Immor on an absolutely huge rank here. This is all about the timing, though. There's another player coming in the back lines, and it's Saw. He should be able to get at least 1 free kill here. He's going very aggressively in the back lines, trying to make something happen, but he's been heard as well. Mini takes the dink and finds the frag, and now they know the A bomb site is very, very isolated. Dotu desperately trying to make his way back around, but Immor has got it completely locked out. This is absolutely huge, and for Havu, with 10 seconds left on the clock, Paz is going to find Slowy. That bomb's going to get a free plant on the A bomb site. And what do Doto and Zori do here? What do they try and achieve? I mean, they're going to get at least 1 frag. Zori with a lovely flick and a lovely AWP skin. The new Wildfire glistening in the sunlight. But 3 on 2 without a defuse kit. Very limited in terms of utility as well. They are going to struggle to get anything going. It will be Demise to get their 4th round on the board. And I mean, this map, it's started to look a little bit more balanced recently, but I'd say if they get 3 more rounds on their T side, they're going to feel very happy indeed. Immor is going to be taken down by Zori on that exit, and you can see what Demise are trying to do, trying to apply that economic pressure. They do have a decent enough economy themselves. They can afford to lose a couple of players, but they're going to need something going their way if they are to make a chance here on Vertigo to really push Demise into their uncomfortable position. And we've seen Demise struggle when they've been pushed. Of course, a very strong buy coming out over on the T side of things. There we go. And it's going to be a very mediocre buy coming out from Havu. They half buy on the players who couldn't save in the previous. A Deagle, a CZ, and a P250. They, of course, have that AWP and the Krieg to back it up, which can be absolutely lethal as Demise look to go fast in towards the B-bomb site initially, baiting the Molotov out of Saw, and Paz taking a ton of damage for his trouble as well. Interestingly, the rifles are actually fairly spread. You've got Zori in towards middle with the AWP, and Doto making his way towards the A-bomb site with the Krieg. So if Demise do choose to hit this B-bomb site, they are only going to be walking into pistols. They will have a relatively easy time of it as they look to line up the execution. And it looks like they are very intent on hitting this B-bomb site. Not opting to go for any kind of a stack. They have the AWP on the fast rotation, however. You can see Zori just thinking about making his way over the boost, and he's going to do it now. Just the timing as well as they lose their sight. Zori with a beautiful flick finds the initial frag to take down Immor, and that's allowed Dotu to rotate in as well on the Krieg. He's going to go for the peak and find himself 1. Spamming through the edge, he gets 2 before he's taken down, and that starts to open up so many opportunities for the pistol. Slowy with 1, and it's all onto Engine in the 1 on 4. Saw will get it with the spray of the CZ. And finally, the half buy works out for Havu. They get themselves on the board. And oh my goodness, they managed to save themselves 3 Kriegs. That is absolutely huge. 3 Kriegs on the board on the CT side of a map like Vertigo. This could start to be awkward for Demise. They will be able to get a very strong buyout. Of course, they still have that economy to back them up. But after this, they are absolutely broke. The AWP onto Immor. 3 Kriegs, and Engine opting to stick with the AK-47 into this one against the 3 Kriegs, 1 M4, and an AWP over on Havu. What can they muster, Demise? They need to try and find some kind of an opening pick to just reflect that pressure back on the CT side. Of course, the economy is very, very wobbly for Havu at this point. They've only won 1 round. They don't really have a lot to work with whatsoever. They need this round to go well if they are to stand a chance, and the triple boost from Havu to get their eyesight in towards Tarp and the staircase gives them a lot of room to maneuver with very little CT aggression. Not seeing anybody really pressuring the rat run on this round as we have in previous engagements on Vertigo with the new changes. Demise, though, happy to play passively into the early round. Happy just to sit back. Nobody's really pressured them on the CT side, and they're not looking to really push the issue either. Engine just about thinking about that mid peak. Zori there with the AWP and not quite baited in by the jumping shoulder peak. He's going to drop that Molotov. That may well force Engine off of his perch here, and indeed, he's brought down to 46 HP before he realizes what's happening. And now Demise, they go for that execute. It's going to be a straight B hit. Slowy again needs to dump his utility to keep them out of this B bomb site long enough for the teammates to come in and support, but it looks like it's going to be a relatively free bomb plant. There's a good amount of damage actually as Slowy just spamming through the smoke finds a good few tags. The nade dunked into the bomb site will bring Mini down incredibly low, but the bomb at the very least has made its way down. That's $800 as the boost over the smoke gets Mini. Imor out in the open, almost found by the falling Slowy, but now he'll find his frag. Bayer's able to get one in response, but again, Demise just being gutted at the moment. Paz needs to find multiple kills here, grabs himself one, buys some time, drops the smoke to his right to just stop anybody peeking him, but tapping away is Slowy. Bayer's only able to get one before he's traded. It's all on Paz in the 1-on-2. He's got the first. He's trying to play the angles. He's trying to play the site. He'll hear all this information. He spots out Dotu, and the fadeaway shot is good for Demise's 5th. Oh man, the Turkish roster are showing up here on Vertigo. I said previously they didn't look like they quite knew what they were doing on this map, but now they clearly have been learning. They've clearly been putting some time into this one. And they find themselves 5-1 up on the T side. It will be the last gasp buy coming out from Havu. Dotu dropping down onto the UMP, but most of them get what they want. The AWP, a few rifles as well, and it's going to be Zori trying to open things up with the aggressive peek on this all. Hot flash room to get it. He's not actually going to push too proactively. Imor yet to peek him. Yet to really give any kind of an angle to the CT side for them to work with. And Zori just self-flashes in and not going to spot anyone out. Imor's got him out in the open. That's a freebie. Imor's grabbed himself a second. Not quite able to get the third as Saw looks to steady the ship. And Havu, they know they have to be aggressive here on the CT side, but that is just such unfortunate timing. Mini catches him looking the wrong way, and as Hoodie's taken down, we're going to see the adjustments coming in from Demise. They know that B-bomb site is very vulnerable indeed. It's all on Slowy here. He's in towards first Jenny's to try and make something happen, but as Mini lurks around the edge of this smoke, it's going to be the timing of this peak. Slowy with a lovely thing to find one, but then the trade almost instantaneous. And that bomb is going to make its way very swiftly towards the A-bomb site. Slowy grabs himself the AK-47, and what does he look to do here? There is no more money for Havu to keep buying into these rounds. They need something to start working out, and as Engine makes absolutely certain there's no AWP recoverable for the CT side, the bomb will go down through Bayaz. Lovely stuff by Demise. They are looking like a new team against the Havu roster, who's looked really strong so far in MDL Season 32. I am very impressed by what they've brought to the table here, Demise, and I think if they can keep bringing this, they stand a really good chance this season. Slowly just going to try and stay alive with that AK-47, try and buy himself as much time as he possibly can, and try and give his team something to work around over on that CT side, because this next round buy is going to be absolutely dire. Their loss bonus should be pretty high up at this point, and indeed they should be near enough maxing things out, but I mean, just look at the stats for Havu. They're not quite hitting the same levels. Slowly able to find one on the exit at the very least as he takes down Paz, and he will be left alone to save that AK-47. And a Krieg saved by Demise, and they're going to be able to buy again, but their economy's still a little bit stretched. There's still opportunities for Havu, and they're going to try and drop their way into a half buy. They may be able to get 3 rifles out here, and indeed, the AWP goes across a couple of M4s. The Krieg on the ground is going to be Dotu again, dropping down, picking himself up an SMG for his troubles, and trying to get some utility to help his teammates out as Imor and Bayaz once again look to take control of the crates early on. Zori desperate to use that rat run on this occasion, but the T-sided Molly will keep him out of proceedings for the time being. Interesting to see Havu on this occasion looking to be very aggressive towards the rat run. Not something we've really seen them use so far. Imor looking for a speculative spam, not quite going to connect. However, he knows Zori is there. They know from that CT Molotov that Havu are going to be looking for peaks, and here they go. Paz able to get a freebie onto Dotu. But the AWP of Zori just starts to trade things out, and that's a nice 1-for-1. The UMP goes down, but it's the AWP lost for the Demise lads, and they don't expect it. Paz grabs a second and a third. Paz single-handedly making his way in towards this A bomb site, and you can see Hoodie desperately trying to rotate, trying to do something about it, but Demise, they've got the run of the map at the moment, and as Slowy looks to rotate and support his teammate in towards the A bomb site, they are instead going to head to B. It's going to be an absolutely free plant yet again for Demise. And what do Havu do in this situation? Do they go for the save yet again? It doesn't look like it. Slowy is trying to get some information in towards that B bomb site, but as they clear him out, it's going to be a free frag for the first, and Hoodie, the last alive, surely has to save yet again to try and keep that M4 available. Paz looking the wrong way, will finally be taken down, but what a round he's had as Hoodie grabs himself that Krieg and hightails it out of things. No reason to commit to any kind of aggression whatsoever here, Hoodie. He needs to try and keep a rifle alive, and if he can grab that AWP, even better. It looks like that is his intention. He will try and grab the AWP and just save that one in towards the crates. Just try and stay alive here. Try and keep something going in this round. He's going to stick with the Krieg as long as possible. Try and make sure he won't be taken down, and indeed he will be left relatively alone by the Demise lads. They know their economy isn't absolutely set either. They can't afford to hunt too vigorously. An Engine, not willing to leave the confines of ladder room, will just fall back, keeps those 3 rifles alive, and really starts to build that T-sided economy. It's something Demise have struggled to do, but they're 7-1 up at the moment on the T side of Vertigo, and it is looking very, very good indeed. Interesting to see Havu yet to call any kind of a pause, yet to try and use those tactical situations, get some coach talk coming in, and really yet to use anything that could benefit them. They're 7-1 down on the CT side of Vertigo. I'd like to see them using some kind of a pause, as they do once again manage to just about flesh out the buy. Zori grabbing that saved AWP, 1-2 rifles in an M4 and a FAMAS. Havu trying to be aggressive through Saw on the MP9, but Mini has got that locked out all day long. That's a free frag initially, and as Zori tries to go over the smoke, he'll be taken down by him, or he's looking for anybody trying to recover that AWP. These initial picks are looking better and better for Demise as the game goes on. They're into the 5-on-3 now, and that Molotov actually is going to hit Dotu. They'll know he's tried to recover the AWP, and as the flank looks to come in, Slowy's trying to get something done, but that smoke's going to keep him out of proceedings a while longer. Demise once again, 5-on-3. Such a good position to find yourselves in. You can just look to manipulate the CT positioning, and they're doing just that, not committing to either bomb site, just looking for a little bit of map control to work with before they really choose where their final hit will go. And it looks like at the moment they're going to start exploring to B. Full utility dropped in towards that B bomb site. Hoodie with a huge job to do here on that M4. Needs something absolutely huge. Paz not quite able to connect on the initial shot. Demise is still going to barrel on in. Hoodie gets one and actually manages to grab himself the second before his teammates fall all around him. And it would need to be the ace from Hoodie. He's not going to be able to get it going. It will be 8-1, the scoreline in favor of Demise. And oh my goodness, what a performance from them so far. How do they keep getting these buys out, Havu? They're going to go for 3 SMGs. The AWP is once again just about available onto Zori, and Saw grabbing the M4, so not the greatest buy at all, but they're on maximum loss bonus. Of course, they're buying everything they can possibly afford. Trying to get something going. The Demise so far have looked dominant, and this time they're looking to exploit the rat run, trying to get some map control, and they've been so good at this so far, just slowly and methodically removing Havu from the situation. That's a nice dunk nade from Dotu. Going to find a tag of damage onto him, or in the counter Molotov may force him off the peak. It's a little bit too deep. It's allowing him into this advanced position, and he will find the opening pick as well. That is a lovely start to things again by Demise. This time abusing the rat run to get a little bit of map control to work with. Zori on the AWP deep in towards that A-bomb site. He's got a huge job to do. Hoodie trying to support, but of course the UMP is going to be so tough to control at this sort of range. Krieg's a much stronger option over on the T side of things. Zori needs to find multiple kills here as the AXQ looks to come in. Smoke just to lock him out of things. The Molotov forces him off his perch as well. Immor fully blinded will be found in response. Hoodie able to get one, and now he tries to exploit the rat run, tries to be aggressive, but Engine's able to find him. Saw, and he gets one before he's traded out. And it's a 2-on-3 for Zori and Slowy, and they've spotted out the AWP already with 40 seconds left on the clock. Paz is going to get the bomb plant without too many issues whatsoever. And for Havu, again, how do they get back into this bomb site? No defuse kit, one flashbang to work with, and just 30 seconds left on the clock before that bomb is set to go. I I don't think there's any way they even get back into this one, is there? Slowy's trying to get something going on the UMP, just baiting them into the crosshairs of the AWP, but Demise are playing this perfectly. They have been a little bit too fond of the peaks in the afterplant, but this time they are happy to hold, happy to wait for their timing, and Slowy and Zori are going to be making a very rapid exit from the situation. They do not want anything to do with this round any longer. The AWP even going to be saved by Engine towards the end of this round. He may well lob some rifles over the edge here, just to make absolutely certain, but instead they're going to stack themselves in the corner. They will all stay alive, and Havu once again forced to the 4-spy, but it's going to be 9-1 in favor of Demise. I don't think I've seen them pull out this dominant of a half ever. Now they choose to do it against a very strong Havu side. This has got to feel bad. What do you do here if you're Demise? 9-1 the scoreline. How do you keep the pressure on? How do Havu respond with 2 Deagles, an MP9 and a UMP to work with? Zori the only player to get what he wants for Christmas, and that's the AWP. He hasn't been effective on it so far. He's struggled to really get the picks in. He's struggled to be that catalyst for his team's success. Mini going to be flashed off the early peak towards B, at least giving Havu a little bit of map control to work with. Again, the pop flash back in Mini. He's not willing to give up any map control at the moment, and who can blame him? Havu have looked a sorry sight so far. Has with the pop flash, forces the AWP to rethink that early aggression, but he's still going for it. He knows he has to be the catalyst. Has to be the man to make it happen with the big green gun. Boost over the top as well. They're going to go for the triple boost now. It's a really passive way to hold that A ramp area. And CT sides, I don't think they use it quite enough. But now, Demise just going to back straight out of things. And how crucial could that be? They're going to head towards the B bomb site, where currently there is a UMP and a Deagle to work with. And Demise, with a full banker utility, are going to have an excellent chance just to get into this bomb site, get the free plant. And once again, we may well see Havu saving. Execute looks to come in a very swift rotation. Finally, Havu may be able to resist the clasps of Demise as they look to make their way in towards this bomb site. The MP9 trying to do what it can to ward them off, and indeed, actually, Demise are just going to loop straight on back. Dotu with it all to do here. Only a Deagle to work with, but he's letting them all pass. Oh my goodness, Dotu. How many can you get? 1, 2, looking for the third. Can't quite connect as Mini turns around and Saw finds himself a freebie. Somehow this is coming back the way of Havu as Dotu single-handedly is trying to rescue their chances, and with very limited time, there is no way for Demise to get back into things. They're not able to find any more frags unless Mayas can pull off a miracle. He grabs himself 3, but the time not quite going to be in his favor, and Slowy will take him out at the death of things. The big brain play, the trigger discipline, absolutely huge for Havu as they do get their second on the board, but with Bayaz finding 3 kills at the end of that round, their economy is not set whatsoever. They're going to be in a very awkward pitch situation if this buy goes south once again, and if they do manage to pick up the AWP, the M4s to back it up, what can they do here? How can they be effective against the Demise side who've looked to run rampant over on the T side of things? Dotu drops the nade deep. He's looking to take that map control away, but this time Demise happy to play passive initially, happy to just fall back and let Havu come to them again. Zori trying to exploit that rat run. Will be Molotoved back in towards the A bomb site. Demise slowing things right down. A missed Molotov from him on may allow Zori some room to breathe, but he's actually fallen all the way back. Repositioned up on the self boost, looking to throw some utility for his teammate as he just passively holds the back run. It really is all on Dotu once again to come up with the trigger discipline behind the sandbags. There's still Molotovs available for the T side to clear him out, and here we go. Mini's going to drop his deep. The smoke will give away Dotu's position, and a nade stack would finish him off here. That's one. Do they have the second to finish things? They don't. He's on 46 HP, and he's trying to make his escape. Somehow Saw grabs a kill, but finally Dotu is taken down. His luck has ran out, and with Saw on low HP, Havu are not in a great position whatsoever here. Zori trying to lock down that A-bomb site with the AWP because he Paz wants to try and take advantage of the health he knows is struggling in. We're able to find the 1-for-1 trade on the AWP, but Zori is still alive and kicking. He's still waiting for his time to strike up on the self-boost as now Demise Oh my goodness, it's the Orb making his way in. It's a lovely shot from Immor, traded 1-for-1 by Hoodie, who's just found half a gap in that smoke. And Engine, looking completely the wrong way, will leave it all up to Immor in a 2-on-1. He's going to go for the bomb plant with 10 seconds left. He knows he has to get this down and just about manages it, but does he expect these CT positions? Dodges both the flashbangs, playing around the box and traps himself one, but can't quite find the second. Hoodie a little bit quicker than Immor on that occasion, and it will be a third round for Havu. Their economy will survive to live another day, and we may well see the eco coming out from Demise. Third round on the board for Havu, and it's actually broken the economy fairly decently over on the Demise side of things. They're going to be down onto the half buy, perhaps grabbing themselves some pistols and armor to try and make something happen. The pause is finally taken, and it's actually Demise calling the pause now. They know that perhaps they've let their foot off the throat of Havu for a little while, and they're just going to take a tactical, just start to really think about the situation, try and push through as much as they can. They are going to be able to scrape together the buy here, Demise. They get themselves a couple of Kriegs, a couple of AK-47s. Mini, the only one to make a significant sacrifice, dropping down onto the Deagle. And again, slowly trying to be proactive, trying to be aggressive for Havu in the early round. Immor, though, punishing it initially, taking down Soren. The second man there, Slowy, somehow not been spotted yet. Finally, he's out in the open, and Immor grabs himself a second. That's the B-bomb site completely open. Hoodie trying to make something happen over the boost, but Engine has timed his peak to perfection. And a 5-on-2 for Zori and Dotu. I don't think there's any world they go for this. That's a lovely flashbang for one, and the Orc's just giving away his position as well. They're going to go hunting, and indeed, Immor, of course, Immor to find his third. Of course, Immor is the one to make it happen. That is absolutely huge for the T side. Demise get themselves double digits. 10-3 the scoreline. They break the economy of Havu as they drop down onto 4 Deagles and a CZ-75. What a performance this has been so far by Demise. The Turkish side looking absolutely dominant on the T side of Vertigo. Of course, we will find out later on if this is just how the map plays out, as the CT side trying to get aggressive with those pistols. You can understand it, trying to be proactive, but that's a lovely nade to find some chip damage. Hoodie trying to go for the double peek with his teammate, but not going to be spotting out much of anything just yet. Saw getting aggressive, almost gets the timing, but Mini and Paz able to clean things up. And again, the B-bomb site looking very vulnerable for Havu. You can see Mini desperate to exploit that as Bayaz actually finds Dotu trying to get aggressive towards A. Slowly, half an angle to work with, but Paz is aware of the opportunity. Hoodie, at the very least, will grab himself one on the Deagle, but there's the trade. Demise 11-3. 11-3 the scoreline in favour of Demise. It will be one last chance for Havu, one last buy to make it happen after such a clean round from Demise. They're going to have absolutely everything. Kriegs, AKs, AWPs, full utility to work with as well. What can Havu do? How can they resist the onslaught that has been occurring? They're going to go again for the deep CT smoke. It looks like they control through the rat run and the ramp. Try and make something happen here as the early peek is taken. Immor not quite able to react to Hoodie in time. He looked like he was set for the opening pick, but on this occasion it's not quite working out as Mini takes a couple of tags through the smoke and looks very concerned about it as well. Just trying to put that pressure back on Havu as Slowy's brought down to 10 HP. The dunk grenade not quite able to do it, but Immor will make amends as he grabs the opener. Dotu on the fast peak, trades it 1-for-1, and this is where the aggressive rat run position of the AWP could be absolutely huge. Zori flicking to find Bayaz, and now the 4-on-3. There's tags still to work with for the Turkish side, but Paz needs to make something happen here, and he's got to check a lot of angles on the ramp. He's still aware of the rat run, but that leaves his behind so exposed. Dotu with a free frag, and now it's onto Mini and Engine. Not the two highest fraggers over on the Demise side of things, but Let's see what they can bring to the party here. They're trying to make their way in towards mid and B respectively, but without the bomb on their backs, it's going to be a very long time for them to get anywhere, really. And Saw will find one. Engine taken down. The last man alive is Mini2K, and he's got an impossible situation to deal with. He's 1 on 4 to try and find a way back into this round, but I don't think there's any opportunities remaining for him to really get anything going. And there we go. Dotu will finish things off. It will be 11-4 as we head into the halftime break with Havu on the ropes against Demise, who need just 5 CT rounds to secure this map and secure victory here on Vertigo. What a performance from Demise. And as always, halftime is sellout time, ladies and gentlemen. So if you have enjoyed the casting so far, as always, Twitter's down below. Follow button is where it always is. If you do enjoy it, please feel free. If not, please give me some constructive criticism, and I'm happy to try and work on things that you think I need to be doing a little bit better. We will hopefully get back into things very, very soon. Demise have looked like a completely different team to anything I've casted them in before. They really have performed to a new level, and I am very, very impressed by what they've achieved so far. They take the victory here. I think that's largely unprecedented, really. The restart comes in for Demise. The CT pistol to try and deal with, to try and get 1 round closer for Havu. The start of the comeback or the death of the game. Smoking a couple of flashbangs for Saw. Engine and Mini, a CZ, a few nades to work with as well, to try and find something. What do Demise look to do here? Looked like they were AFK and spawn for a little while, but now it's going to be Havu making their way in towards middle early on the stack. They're going for that boost on the CZ75 and aggressive towards the A ramp. That gives them plenty of information here, Demise. They should know what's coming before it even looks to hit. The smoke will lock Havu out of that B-bomb site for a little while and just allow the rotations to draw in. Engine on the boost. This is such an inventive boost by Demise. It barely ever gets checked, and Engine's able to find a freebie to open things up. Now, Havu looking for that split in towards the B-bomb site. It's onto Engine and Mini to lock this one down. Bayaz a little bit too aggressive for my liking. Takes the tags and falls away, but that's leaving the CT side so vulnerable here. Mini with it all to do. Grabs one. Paz. Engine get one apiece. Saw able to trade him out, but somehow Mini still alive and kicking as Saw grabs 2, and they're actually going to loop back around towards A here. Havu, Saw and Dotu, they're going to get a free bomb plant. That bomb is going to go down without any resistance from Demise, and it's going to have to be the retake. No defuse kit either for the CT side, so they have got to get going very, very quickly. As the bomb does go down, 3 on 2. The footsteps will be heard by Saw. He's left Dotu in the back lines to try and cover things, and Imor takes the early contact. Can't quite connect. 1 tap to the face as Saw takes him down. 2 on 2 now. Could this be the start of the comeback for Havu? They have planted that bomb absolutely perfectly. They throw the flash over the top. Mini takes the peek. The CZ gets a couple of tags, but it's not really doing anything. He's got to try and defend the full 10-second defuse here. They're trying to hunt them down, but Paz out in the open all alone, not connecting with his shots and making it look very awkward indeed. He's still not tapping away. Finally, he grabs one, but there's no more time. They don't have a defuse kit. It will be Havu taking their pistol round. And will it be the start of the T-sided comeback? Just about, ladies and gentlemen. Demise find the frags, but a split second too late. Without the defuse kit to work with, they can't get on that bomb. And Mini just picking it up a little bit too late. It was off towards that B-bomb site. They didn't have it close enough. And as the buy comes in for Havu, perhaps Demise rue lost opportunities. What can they bring to the second round? Doesn't look like they're too keen on forcing. They're going to go down to about that 2k mark across the board as Imor picks himself up as Zeus to work with as well. 5-7 and a CZ. The only significant investments for Demise into the second round of this second half. Havu with the early pressure in towards the A-bomb site. Slow with a couple of flashbangs up through the skylights. Plenty of CT presence towards this A-bomb site, and Havu are leaning pretty heavily at the moment. The bomb yet to commit, however. They're just trying to bait out any kind of a stack in or towards the rat run. I really love this angle on the Zeus. He should be able to get a freebie here if Zori is within the range. It's going to be very tight if he does go for that peek, and it'll be a question of timing if Imor manages to grab this one. Will he get the timing? Lovely shot. There we go. Zeus works out. MP7 recovered. Perhaps half an opportunity. Imor actually has some utility to work with as well now as he drops the smoke to take that rat run control. Bayaz and Imor both heading up, trying to take map away from the T side as Havu look to wrap in towards the A-bomb side. Paz out in the open. That's a freebie, but Bayaz backstabs for 1. Starts to make things a little bit interesting. 3 on 3 now as Engine's taken down by Hoodie. And what can Demise bring to this? They've got themselves 2 rifles, and oh my goodness, they've got the bomb with 40 seconds left on the clock. How has this happened? Somehow Havu recovered through Dotu and Saw, and it's all onto Mini. 2-on-1 now. He's trying to reload that CZ, but he's all alone. And somehow, once again, Havu almost making a horrific mess of it, but just about scraping on by. Can we talk about how little Demise invested into that round, however? They got a couple of free kills out of that with really no consequence. I think they got 3 frags. They almost managed to deny the bomb as well. So they'll be on a very strong full buy into this one. 5 M4s, plenty of utility as the force comes in from Havu. There's a MAC-10, there's a Galil. It is not looking pretty. Can Demise start to find their footing over on the CT side again? Slowly lining up the flashes through the skylight, trying to allow Havu into these early aggressive peaks. The rat run works out for 1 on Immel, but the trades are coming through. The double spray down almost works out, but somehow it's a 2-on-2. Absolute chaos on the A bomb site, but it does mean Havu should be able to get the bomb down. A Galil and an AK-47 going to go up to 2 AKs as the dink comes through. Mini trading damage with Zori as well. Absolute havoc is going to allow this bomb to go down. And for Engine and Mini, how do they get back in here? Mini is on 2 HP. It really has to be Engine. That's the bottom line. He has to find multiple frags here. Trying to join his teammate, but rat run control, A ramp control, and utility being picked up off of the Fallen for Havu means this is going to be such a difficult retake. That Molotov, 1 tick of that will kill Mini, and he knows it. He has to escape out of there. Engine to bait his teammate. Pop flash through the smoke. What can they find here? Demise. Mini first one through. They know he's low HP, but this rat run position from Zori is so critical. That's 1, that's 2, that's it. Havu gets 7. And for Demise, perhaps they start to worry a little bit. Perhaps Vertigo is incredibly T-sided. Demise calling the timeout at 11-7. And oh my goodness, do we have a game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. I did not think this one would be as close as it is, but it looks like we are going right down to the wire. Neither team really able to finish things off here on Vertigo by the looks. The force buy, the half buy coming in for Demise as well. Trying to find a way back into things through this pause, trying to perhaps come up with a strategy that will derail Havu, but the Finnish roster, they are not done with this game yet. They are not going to go quietly into the night as they get 4 AK-47s and a Krieg onto Slowy to work with as well. The force buy for Demise. It has been a significantly strong point of their games, but it's going to need to work out brilliantly here. They got 3 Deagles, a 5.7 and a P250 onto Imor as well. What can they find as they're going to try and get aggressive in towards middle? Hoodie holding the angle. There is a flashbang on Bears if they want to go for this P, because the rest of Havu make very swift movements in towards the A bomb site. Hoodie with a freebie to open things up. Bears and Engine on the double peak, but the spray down is too good from Hoodie, and once again the pistols just being dispatched off by Havu. It's a 2 versus 5 now for Imor and Mini. How much damage can you find? Imor's being brought down low. Mini able to find at least 1 and will be able to recover himself a Krieg, but it's going to be a bomb plant. It's going to be the round going the way of Havu. 11-8 now the scoreline. The Finnish roster just starting to stretch their legs. I think Mini going to try and save that Krieg as well. Just try and stay alive towards the B-bomb site. Hoodie, not happy to leave him up and kicking. He's going to be making his way around, trying to find the last frag of the round. And indeed, the spray down. Dotu actually the one to get it. But Havu find themselves on 8, and perhaps they start to believe. Perhaps Havu start to think they have a chance. Perhaps they start to think there's a way back into this matchup. They're 3 rounds behind now. They're T-side. They haven't lost a round yet. But will Demise on the full buy be able to make something happen? Imor does have that favoured AWP in his hands. They are going for the triple play in towards the A bomb site early on. And they're trying to establish some control towards the A ramp. But Imor is going to be rushed very early on here. Havu just making moves. That's a free frag. Bayaz out in the open has to find the trade and just about able to do so. But again, Havu just putting on relentless pressure in towards that A bomb site. They're not even willing to give it up just yet. Dotu looking for the peaks on the A ramp is actually going to eat that nade, and somehow only takes a couple of ticks of damage for his trouble. Havu going for the smoke execute the body, making it a little bit awkward for Bayaz. He's trying to find the spam through, but can't quite connect with the headshot as Havu look absolutely set on this A bomb. They've not once looked to stray. Bayaz through the smoke, going to find Dotu, and perhaps that will make them rethink the plan. But Slowy, he's bringing the bomb along for the ride, and Paz just about staying alive behind the woods. Somehow, 37 HP, still looking to cause trouble. That rat run Molotov is absolutely huge. The pop flash just comes through a split second too late. That's going to keep Havu out of things for a while longer. Now's the pop flash comes through. Zori gets one, traded out by Engine though. He's still alive with the self boost, and he's going to grab the double, drops the bomb for his trouble, and it's all on Slowy. 1 on 3. Finally, Demise looks set to grab themselves their first CT round of the second half. Will they deny the bomb, though? The rat run's still very open, and Mini not really covering much of anything. So slowly, he's going to get the bomb. The smoke goes down. He may start to bait the engagements, bait these 1v1s out as he looks to get the plant. Engine on the self-boost once again. Slow, he's looking to clear it as well. Not quite spotting him out, though. How crucial could that be as he drops down? He's sticking the bomb and Demise. No, they are looking to swarm all over him. It will be Demise on 12. They will get themselves another round on the board and just 4 away from victory now, the Turkish roster. This one, oh my goodness, it's too close to call, quite literally. Demise finally get one on the board, but they're not going to break Havu that easily. It's going to be a strong fall by once again from the Finnish side. They're going to have another opportunity just to bring that gap ever closer. Just start to really push through. What can you do here, Havu? They have the fall by AWPs, AKs, Kriegs against a very strong buy again from Demise. So this round really could be the swing. Slowly trying to take advantage, drops the smoke into the Molotov, but gets tagged down to 53 while he goes for it. And Havu playing this round a lot slower than they did the previous. Demise happy to sit back. Happy to allow that map control to be taken by Havu. Pop flashes through the skylights as well. This is such a crucial swing round for both sides here. This one has to go well. Molotov goes deep. Havu look to exploit that mid control. They have a lot of map to work with. Dotu just thinking about the rat run. Full B execute. Looks like it will be faked by the utility. Molotov going to force Engine and Mini out into the open as the bomb's still yet to be recovered up by the bridge. Just about going to be grabbed by Zori, and it looks like B will be the final call from Havu. Dotu just trying to make as much noise as he can towards the rat run him, although with the utility able to lock him out for the time being. Where do Havu go with this? They have players in towards mid. They can look to come over the boost, and a couple of players towards the B bomb site as well as Dotu lines up the utility towards A. Trying to cause as much of a distraction as he can. Just keep Paz and Imor as honest as possible. Paz out in the open will be found by Hoodie initially, and now that B-bomb site, there's 3 players there, but it still looks vulnerable as Havu look to swarm. They still have utility as well to bait these players out as they push on in. And can Demise stay alive? Slowly finds one. It's onto Engine on the bomb site. He's got 1, he's got 2, but not quite enough time to drop that Molotov as Bayaz and Imor 3 on 2. They have to try and find the retake here. Bayaz grabs 1 as the bomb goes down, and that's half an opportunity, but there we go. Hoodie and Dotu will get the job done. It's down to the last man, but Demise, they can't quite make it happen as Havu get their 9th. They can't quite make it happen, Demise, and they're going to start to feel the pressure yet again. Demise calling the timeout, and you can see why it is going right down to the wire here. Nobody wants to be the team to make the mistake. Nobody wants to be that team to just give away the opportunity when it is this close to happening for Havu. They are 3 rounds away from drawing level, and Demise have only won 1 round on the CT side of things. Can Demise find a way to break this? Havu have looked so good over on the T side of things, and they are just pulling it back and back and back. Half bite comes out for Demise. They've got a few deagles. The AWP on Imor. What can they make happen with the pistols they've got? Going to be swapping the deagle and the 5.7 over. Mini clearly fancying it. The aggressive peek from the AWP just falls back at the worst possible timing. As Havu look to make their presence known towards that A-bomb site. Again, just trying to form a human wrecking ball, barreling in towards A with the utility to back it up. And it's going to be very difficult for Demise to really put up any kind of resistance. Imor absolutely has to hit his shots here. He's trying to get up on top of the boxes, give himself an angle to work with as the utility's lined up. And it is going to be the execute coming in from Havu. They're going to try and find a way in. Bayaz on the flank, able to find a dink, but nothing more as Hoodie takes him down. And as Imor's brought down to 13 and indeed fragged out. This is looking very awkward indeed for Demise. Engine and Mini, the last 2 players alive. They've got a few nades to work with, but I don't think there's any way to get back into this. 1 smoke, and there we go. The smoke is taken down. Mini on the deagle, unable to get anything going. Engine, he's still alive and kicking, but that's about all that can be said for him at this point as he tries to hide away and perhaps save that armor into the next round. Havu will have their double digits, and they will have an opportunity that they could never have expected before this round. And indeed, Dotu takes down the last man. Havu get themselves on 10. And oh my goodness, this one is not going to end anytime soon. I think we could well see an OT if Demise can just start to scrape the rounds back together. They've struggled immensely over on the CT side. Only one round to their name at the moment. And Havu are looking absolutely rampant. But Demise once again have the buy. The AWPs, the M4s across the board. And the deep Molotovs and nades as well to find a good amount of early damage. Saw and Slowy both tagged up. Saw significantly so. Demise looking to rotate plenty of presence towards that B-bomb site very early on. And I think Dotu may just hear this and make the call to come round towards A. Demise clearly a little bit concerned about that B-bomb site control. And yeah, exactly. The call has been made. The rotations are starting to come through. Havu are going to look to hit the A bomb site, which is looking a little bit vulnerable. Imor looking to correct that. He's going to get too aggressive towards the rat run. That's an absolute free frag for Dotu. And now Paz in a very awkward position. Has to drop the Molotov with 1 minute and 10 left in the round. Slowy can pull as much of a fake towards B as he wants, and he's going to draw the rotation as well as Bayaz looks to support, so it's all on Paz here to keep this A bomb site locked out. And as Havu looks to swarm, he really has nothing he can do. He's trying to fall back, trying to give himself the angle to work with, but Mini's aware that mid's been open this whole time, and there could be a Havu player around the corner, so he has to play so cautiously. The bomb goes down. Demise looking like there's no way back into this one for them. Engine should have one at the very least as he takes down Slowy on the back flank, but it's a 4-on-4. And with the AWP covering the rat run, that flashbang misses. Zori takes him down. Demise trying to dump absolutely everything they can onto this, but the save has to be called, and they are just going to back out a situation as Havu draw within 1 round. Who would have predicted it? 11-4 at the half, and now 11-12 as Havu looking to make this comeback a reality in absolutely stunning style. Keeping plenty of players alive as well, keeping the AWPs, the AKs, the Kriegs, and the M4s, in fact, as Hoodie grabs the upgrade alive, and the kicking is just as important as winning the round in some circumstances. 3 M4s saved over on the Demise side of things as well. Let's see what Demise can do. They call the timeout once again. They try to find themselves anything they can do to keep this one from going the way of Havu. Their CT side has looked dire so far. Imor and Engine not really in a position to buy into this round either. They've just struggled to find frags. Demise. The T side was dominant. Their CT side, the polar opposite at the moment. What have you got for us, Demise? What can you bring to this map? What can your CT side do to stop the train wreck that is Havu from just smashing into you and taking the victory? 5 M4s is the answer. Plenty of utility to back it up as Engine and Bayaz both grab themselves fuse kits and utility. Let's see what they can bring to the party. Going to get aggressive again, trying to take control away on the A-bomb side. The nade will dunk in, and that's a ton of damage done by Paz. He's read the early A aggression and found a huge amount of early nade damage, but Saw has read the rat run aggression and finds the frag instead. That is absolutely huge. That just opens things up for Havu as again, there's going to be 3 Demise players here, but Havu do not care. They are heading straight in towards this A-bomb site without a care in the world as Engine desperate to get some map control towards that rat run. Just sneaking up the outside is Hoodie. He will finally be found. Paz to take him down, but Saw just equalizes through the smoke, and with Paz on low HP here, he's really got it all to do. Just about stays alive long enough to take down Saw and bring us into the 3-on-3, but he's only got 12 HP to work with, and Havu, oh my goodness, they've taken the B-bomb site again. They're going to loop all the way back around. Mini is desperate to try and make his way in. Might actually catch the timing onto Slowy as he got that smoke, but through it, he'll find the frag. Brought down to 34 for his consequence, but he's not going to care about that whatsoever. The bomb's going to go down. Havu in a 3-on-2. Paz 12 HP for the retake. Demise once again falling back. The situation is gone. The opportunity has been lost. They need to save. But it's going to mean it's 12 all. And oh my goodness. Nobody wanting to give up. And Havu feeling more confident with every round they win. They are going to draw level at 12 apiece. Nobody would have seen that coming at 11-4 at the half time. 3 players kept alive again for Havu. Their economy just swells and swells in a way we didn't really see coming out from Demise. They really struggled to get there. You their economy going over on that T side, but instead Havu draw level. It's 12 all. Can they make this one happen? Can they pull off the comeback? 4 more rounds for the victor. And Demise once again in a very awkward position. They will be able to get the buy off the back of that full loss bonus, but they're going to need a lot more than that. Four M4s, the AWP for him off. And a very strong buy for Havu. Zori with that AWP in his hands. He struggled on the CT side, but he has gone strength to strength on his T half. Havu this time happy to play slowly. Like to alternate their pressure as Imor hits a beautiful flick for the headshot to take down Slowy initially, but Havu not looking too fussed about that, just taking some control towards the A ramp. They're in the 5-on-4, they know they're at the disadvantage, and now they look to fall back onto that methodical counter-strike that they're known for. The utility, the execute's looking to come through. Paz trying to hold down the rat run whilst the boost comes out on site for Demise, and Mini actually very aggressive. Hoodie just watching the angle, could get the timing, but instead he's going to fall back. He's going to look to support his teammates towards the A bomb site, and that starts to open up the fast flank. Perhaps an opportunity for Demise to regain their lead. Pop flash from Hoodie, going to force Mini to rethink his position. And where do Havu look to go here? 50 seconds left on the clock. Smokes come out onto the bomb site. Engine up on the boost. We'll be able to see over the top of those, and that may give him the advantage he needs to give his team this round. The utility comes out. Engine up on the boost is spotted out. He's brought down to 52, but the frag is yet to be found, and now the rotations could start to come in for Demise as Engine does find the initial frag. 5-on-3 for Havu. They're not finding their way into this bomb site. Paz just gunning away, grabs himself one more. And Zori and Sora, I think that may be the end of it for you, lads. You may well need to bail out of this situation. Zori wants to find some frags, and it's understandable. 5-on-2, you do not want to allow all 5 CT players to stay alive. Their economy is this fragile, but Ayaz just looks to clean things up. Saw will grab one at the very least, but on half HP towards those sandbags. No time left on the clock. Demise will regain their lead. 13-12 the scoreline as Paz just takes down the last man on the server for Havu. Down to the wire we go. Havu able to get the buyout once again. That T-sided economy just going to prop them up a little while longer. But the double AWPs are called by Demise. They are done with this game. They want to find success, and they know exactly how they're going to try and achieve it. Double AWPs, M4, AK, and a saved Krieg as well. Early aggression by Demise towards the B bomb site doesn't quite work out. Engine getting tagged up towards A as well. The early nade stack getting a bit of damage onto that secondary AWPer. Starts to make him a little bit vulnerable. Havu playing slowly initially, actually plays into the hands of this double AWP setup. Gives Demise some opportunities to find some kicks, put that pressure back on the Finnish T side. And Imor playing almost the exact same position with the double AWPs. The Molotov goes deep, forces Havu away from that B split for the time being. But here we go, Zori and Doto trying to make something happen towards the A ramp. That's a freebie. How has Paz not seen the man? And there we go, the execution from Paz. 5-on-3 now. Havu trying to make their way towards this B ramp, but the AWPs are here, and Engine's got a freebie. 5-on-2. Saw and Slowy, what can you do here? Demise still playing inside of the smoke as Mini on that secondary rifle. What can he do as Imor just looks to rain havoc down from above, misses the second flick, but this is where Mini comes into his own out of the smoke, and the frag is his. 14-12, Demise just 2 more rounds away, and it may well be the last buy that Havu can muster here. This may well be the last buy that they're able to get out in this situation. 14-12 up, Havu needing just 2 more rounds to finish the job here and now. Can they bring to this occasion? Double AWP still very much available. Keeping all 5 players alive in that round was absolutely crucial. And now Havu back to the rolling death ball as they go fast towards the A-bomb site. Utility dropped by Demise to try and buy as much time as possible. It's a menagerie of a buy for Havu as well. Deagles, MAC-10s, 3 rifles still available. Makes it a little bit interesting. And somehow Dotu straight through the smoke finds himself the opening pick. Takes down Bayaz, and this is where Demise perhaps start to get a little bit rattled. The AWP up on the self-boost. Paz alive on the site, but this bomb should be able to go down without any real issues. The utility just locking Demise out of things, and Dotu through the smoke's going to grab a second. That's Engine going down, and now 5-on-3 retake. I don't think Demise even go for this. They're instantly off for the save. They don't, well, they do have the cash if they so desire, but They know they're not getting back into that site with double AWPs in a 5-on-3. They're happy to hold back. The round is done. Havu will have 13, and this game is not done yet, ladies and gentlemen. That is all I can say, as the rifles are going to be scrounged by the T side. Saw desperate to upgrade, and he will be able to do so. It's going to be a 5-man save for Havu, and again, their economy is just going to build from strength to strength off the back of that. Oh my goodness. This game does not want to give in. It does not want to give up, and Hoodie able to find one onto Mini towards the end of proceedings as well. Those double AWPs starting to look a little bit vulnerable at the very end of the round. Paz able to get a couple of frags, and he will stay alive, but only the one AWP save. That could be absolutely crucial. What can Demise do? They have the buy here, but if this round goes wrong, it's going to be almost impossible for them to get back into this game, and that would be an absolutely tragic loss. There will be the full buy for Havu. They're not able to get any AWPs out, but they're happy with their AKs. Their rifles have worked well for them, and again, the death ball makes its way up a ramp. Demise haven't had an answer to this so far. Imor able to find one, but traded out by Hoodie. There's tags all over the shop. Imor on 11 HP with that AWP as Havu. They like to go aggressive in the early round. Now they start to fall back a little bit. The Molotov onto Engine, put out by the smoke. Counter Molly just to allow him to escape with his life. Demise, what do you have for us? They need this round. This is absolutely crucial. The economy of Havu allows them to continue buying for Demise. This could well be the end of the road if it goes wrong. Imor on the site with the AWP, trying to lock things out. Mini very aggressive on the flank here, leaves him a little bit isolated, and Zori has read the situation well. This engagement is crucial, and Zori wins it 4-on-3. The advantage back in the hands of Havu, and they look to swarm towards the B-bomb site. Beaz very late, does spot out the first man in, and he's got it all to do as the push comes through. He's still completely alone. The rotation is so slow from the Demise boys. Imor and Engine leaving Beaz completely out on a limb, as this retake has to come through 4-on-3. There's defuse kits available, but how many opportunities are they going to get? Oh no! Imor falling off as Engine and Beaz now 2-on-4. I don't think there's any way back into this for them. That is absolutely tragic. It's going to be the save from Engine and Beaz. The AWP trying to get himself an angle to work with, but falling off the edge of the map to his demise, quite literally. And Havu keeping 4 alive as they draw level 14. Oh, they take down Beaz as well. Slowy takes the dink, but he's happy to do that to find the frag for his team. 14 all the scoreline, ladies and gentlemen. This one is not done just yet. Engine able to find 2, keeps himself alive on 41 HP, upgrades to the AK-47 as well, starts to put that economic pressure back on the T side as they draw level at 14 all. This is the game that keeps on giving, chat. Nobody wants to lose this one. Oh my goodness. The buy will come out for Demise. It's a laboured one at that. Their economy is absolutely bust after this. This round is crucial. Could we see OT here on Vertigo? The rifles do seem to suggest so. Havu with a very strong full buy, but the early aggression not paying off. Slowly down to 27 HP on that initial peak as Demise need to counter the rolling death ball with their own aggressions in towards the A ramp. Just taking map control away at the moment, the CT side, and Imor in a very unusual spot. Will find the early tag, but traded tags for the time being. 14 all, and there's tags onto both teams. Havu in a slightly worse for wear position, but let's see what they can make of this as they look to push in towards what looks like it will be the A-bomb site once again. Plenty of presence. Engine forced off of mid control by the Molotov, and Havu looking to group now. An opportunity perhaps for that mid flank. They've got a minute to make it happen. They have utility to burn. But they haven't bled much out from Demise, and this is where those Molotov smokes, flashbangs become so lethal. Hoodie takes control. The bomb currently down in spawn. Havu yet to really decide an angle of attack, and I think if this round goes their way, it may well be GG, but Imor has something to say about that, trying to enable Paz to get aggressive as Here comes the fake utility. Dotu with not a lot to throw at all. He is going to keep plenty of presence towards this A bomb site with 30 seconds left on the clock. Bomb still out in the open. He's trying to draw the attention away as Saw and Slowy make their move towards B, but that Molotov soars down to 58. He's got to reline up that nade. There's 20 seconds left on the clock. Those tags become so significant, and there's no rotation draw away. Havu have nothing to work with here. Out in the open, Zori's a free frag now. 5 on 4, still tags to work with for Demise. They're in such a good spot. Dotu on the flank. He's trying to buy time for this bomb to go down, but I don't think there's time for them to even get it onto the site. Oh my goodness, Havu, what a throw. It's gonna be map point Demise. 15 to 14. They'll keep 4 players alive, but the time is the death of Havu. Oh man, you cannot let that happen, ladies and gents. You cannot let that occur. 15 to 14. Demise needing one more round. Havu will have the buy, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see the death ball towards the A ramp. And indeed, Demise expect the same. 4 players on that A bomb site initially as they look to get aggressive. Counter the aggression with aggression. It works beautifully for 2. The trade is there, but it's not enough. Engine gets the 3rd, and the AWPer of Zori desperately has to stabilize. 3 on 2. It's on to Slowy and Zori, and Mini knows he can take absolute liberties towards this B bomb site. Getting aggressive, being proactive. Again, Havu try and go for that death ball towards A, but it's starting to get a little bit predictable now. Havu trying to get into the bomb site, but will they have any opportunity to do it? Zori and Slowy are absolutely pinned into this ramp. They have no more chances. There can be no more mistakes. They need to get into this site. The flank from Mini is locking them into the A site. Execute. Engine covering mid. Mini starts to go for the backstab. The timing could be crucial. He's got 1 for free. It's all on to Slowy. He's 1 on 3. He's up the rat run, and Imor has no idea, but now he's given his position away. He's 3 on 1. He's on the site, but the bomb is dropped behind him, and Demise know it. They don't have to commit to any kind of aggression here. It's 3 1-on-1s he has to find. He'll find the first as Mini looks the wrong way towards the tarp. 2 on 1 now. The bomb in his hands with 40 seconds left. Slowy's been known to make these things viable. Slowy's been known to make this one seem possible. Sneaking his way absolutely silently towards that B-bomb site. When he thinks he's out of earshot, he makes the move, but he wasn't. Engine's heard it. He's called the rotation. Imor's going to come in support. Just don't give him the 1v1s here, Demise. Engine, here's the bomb go down. Goes for the swing kick. Molotov to force him out into the open. Actually, a little bit misses its spot. Slowy finds some damage, but there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Demise make it happen. 16 to 14, the scoreline in the end as they grab themselves the round and grab themselves the victory as well. Huge for Demise.